Okay, welcome to our training webinar. Tonight's webinar is going to be on our team resources, the resources that are available for all the team members to take advantage of. My name is Lyle Garstad, and I'll be leading the webinar tonight. So let's get started. So TNT Synergy Resources. The leadership of TNT Synergy is very committed to making sure that we provide our team as much as we possibly can to help them succeed. And what we would ask of our team members is to explore and become familiar with these resources. Once you know what they're about and how they're working, you can decide what to make use of and what you prefer, etc. But most especially, make sure all your team members are aware of those resources and encourage their use to your team members as well. So people that aren't on this webinar, we want to get the word out to make sure that they're aware of the tools that are here. So first off is websites. So we've got the Trinont corporate website, and you're going to be familiar with some of these as we go through them, but I want to make sure we show everything. So this is the Trinont corporate website. We have the public side and then the member login side. I'm sure as an associate you're familiar with that. Then we have the TNT Synergy website. Same thing, we've got a public side and a member side. So here, because I'm logged in, we can see the member side here. On the public side, this is what we can use for prospecting. We can share the information on these pages right here, the about, the Trinont, etc. We can share that information with our team to help them in recruiting. Then we've got Team World Marketing. This is a US-based website that's run by Mr. Ron Glover. And so there's a variety of resources here as well, especially after, this is very relevant to us right now, but especially after the National Convention in June when the Canadian rollout is complete. There's probably going to be some information that it's available here, but there's going to be a lot of Canadian-specific information that would only be on our Canadian websites. And then we've got safewealthbuilders.com. This is Mr. Billy Moreland's website, and same thing, the primary, this is solely for recruiting. So there's some information and tools that are available here, but the same thing as Team World Marketing, strictly US focus on that website. Now we have our Team Dropbox. Our Dropbox is currently, this is where we have all of a great deal of our resources available for download. So for example, there's presentations listed here. There's recruiting documents and tools and things. So this is here for download. A lot of this is being transitioned over to the website. Whether we'll be deleting the Dropbox in the future or not is undetermined, but at this point, that's what we've got to offer you. And that's the place where we can access videos and presentations and other resources. Then we have our team newsletter. As a Team TNT Synergy or TNT Synergy member, you should be getting this newsletter. It's sent out to everybody on the team. And I'll just quickly pull up the archive. This archive, you can access this from the weekly newsletter. So this is last week's. You can see up here past issues. So if you click on past issues, you can access all of the archived issues. And this is what our newsletter looks like. You should have seen this. There's a table of contents where you can click on here and get to someplace. For example, and like the webinar for tonight is listed right here. But there is a great deal of information on this newsletter, depending on news services or whatever's going on. So this comes out to you weekly. Strongly encourage that you're connected, and you can use this table of contents to just shortlist the items you might be most especially interested in. But that's there for you to make use of. And there's also the Team TNT North America newsletter that's sent out by Jacob Oklowski. And I'm just quickly going to pull that over so you can see it. As being on, as part of Team TNT North America with Jacob, almost everybody, if not everybody in Canada should be receiving this newsletter. And it is very specific to all the different meetings that are going on. There's not really any other training or information on here, but tons and tons of meetings all over North America. So that's what you want to make use of this newsletter. If you're not getting any of these resources that I'm mentioning, you want to be in contact with us as soon as possible and talk to your upline leader and say, you know what, I'm not getting this or that newsletter or this or that email that's sent out, etc., so that we can make sure that you're getting included and you have access to all the information that's available to help you with your building your business. So again, Jacob sends that out primarily on meetings. Then we have our training webinar, and this training webinar that you're part of tonight is exactly what that's about. It's held every Monday night at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So depending on whether you're in BC or Ontario, Quebec, or Halifax, that will change with the time zones, but 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. There's going to be various topics and presenters each week. There's a registration link that's included in the TNT Synergy weekly newsletter. And I'll just show you that real quick. I should have actually mentioned that earlier. So when we go to the newsletters and we go to the webinar, this link right here will take you to a spot to register for the webinar. And once you register, it'll send reminders and that type of thing and help you, remember to be there on time, etc. All right, so moving on. So that registration link is emailed out to everybody on the team. So again, you should be getting it. If you're not getting that weekly newsletter, please let us know. Make sure your upline's aware. This link is also, the newsletter link is also posted on the TNT Synergy Facebook page. And the webinars the training webinar notice is posted on the Synergy Facebook page. And these webinars are recorded and they're posted in the website under the members section. So if you haven't played around on the website, I'd encourage you to do that. This is some of the webinars that we have posted right now. So you can just click on these links and you'll get to enjoy the recorded webinar. So
guys, we've got a great
that was one that was done by Doug Lowen some time ago. And then also those recorded webinars are going to be posted on the TNT Synergy Facebook page to encourage people to be able to access them in whatever way they feel most comfortable. Then we have social media. So we've got the Turn On corporate Facebook page. This is an open page, so anybody can access this. And there's different posts and that the corporate employees put out. We also have the TNT Synergy Facebook page. And again, as a member of the team, everybody should be a friend or have liked this page so that they access it. There's lots of current information that gets posted on here. Here's an example. This is a link of the last Friday's newsletter. So all you'd have to do is click on this link and it brings up the newsletter that we've already looked at a couple of times. So that's our team Facebook page. It is a closed group, so you have to be invited or you have to request access. If you're already a member, you can simply right here, you can enter in any of your friends, or you can type in an email address and invite people to join join this Facebook page that way. If somebody just searches and finds this on their own, finds TNT Synergy on their own, they can then request to be a member of the Facebook page. And then that's a closed group, again, request membership. And then the Team TNT Canada Facebook page. This is, for basically everybody in Canada. It could be termed Team TNT North America in some respects Facebook page, because it's Jacob Buklowski's team is where this focus is, which is again almost all of Canada. So again, there's different various information that's posted here, and it's a closed group as well. So the same thing about inviting members or having them request to be added is valid. And then we have our WhatsApp groups. So there's a team, and WhatsApp is a social media application that's on Android and Apple, so on your smartphones or tablets, that type of thing. And you can find these groups, TNT Synergy Group, for example, or Team Canada group. And on there, that's a forum for team members to communicate back and forth, right? Share information, share motivational videos, just a variety of things. It's a place of social connecting. There's not meetings or anything else communicated about on there a whole lot. It's more so about the social connecting. And then we have I want to talk about our life licensing program. So our team has decided to work with the Business Career College. I know that others might have heard about Oliver's Learning, and that's a valid choice as well. Oliver's Learning is one of the Business Career College's competitors. They all do the same thing, which is provide the remote learning, remote training for people to become life licensed and various other types of insurance besides life. We have chosen the Business Career College, and that's from Penny and Bob Watt, for two reasons. Some of our team has had previous experience with them, and they were very much comfortable with, like Doug Lowen and Alan Marston, for example, very comfortable with Penny and Bob in that the customer service and support that they provide is just over the top, just much better than normal. But in addition to that, it's very cost effective. I'm not sure, but I believe Oliver's Learning is in the $300 and some or close to $400 range for the program. With the Business Career College, it's actually broken down into components. So it gets, depending on what type of training you want, very affordable. In that it's $130 to register for the HLLQP, which is the Harmonized Life Licensing Qualification Program. And that is the same course that's offered now across Canada. So anybody that gets licensed in any province, that licensing is valid across the whole country. There are the odd exception where, for example, Ontario requires one additional little course for a life licensed person on ethics that isn't specifically required by the other provinces. But basically, that HLLQP course, once you pass it, is good anywhere in the province or in the country. So whatever province you're in, you can take the course. Once you pass the certification exams, then you can go and write the provincial exam, and that provincial exam will get you your license, and that license should be transferable to any province with either no extra work whatsoever, or in the odd case, maybe a little bit of extra work, but not much. So it's $130 to register, and then it's $30 per month for access to online resources. And that's all of the online modules and the books and everything you're going to need to study. And that's really all you need is $160, and you could get your license with Business Career College. However, if you're the type of person that needs a little bit more help in your training, you can take advantage of something that we've negotiated, which is group access to recorded webinar. So there's 4 full days, about 25 hours of instruction that's recorded by Bob Watt. So it's like you're sitting in the classroom, but you're instead watching it on your computer, and you can pause and review and rewind and that kind of thing. And we've negotiated that for our team at half price. So it's $100 per person instead of $200 per person for access to that. So if you are the type that needs some help, you need an instructor instead of just self-learning by reading the book or the modules yourself, that would bring your cost up to $260. And then lastly, in Alberta at least, and I'm assuming it would be the same in the other provinces, it's $150 is the licensing exam cost. That's what you pay the province in order to sit and write the exam. So depending on which choices you're making, it could cost as much as like $410 for everything, but for a lot of people it's going to cost a lot less than that. Now, one thing to mention, I should have mentioned on the outset of this topic, The life licensing program is definitely not for everybody. It is designed for people that have the interest in becoming a wealth specialist, an interest in taking on that work process of doing the confidential needs analysis and doing the individual coaching and training and working with families and helping them set up their financial plans, etc. So it is definitely not for everybody, and you know, we're not suggesting that everybody should be life licensed, because that's not the case. There's definitely people in our team that for a variety of reasons it's not the right choice for them to become life licensed. But if it is something you're interested in, you're more than welcome to move forward with the licensing process. And that will be, once you get your license, you can apply to Trinont to become a wealth specialist, and away you go. You can take that role on as well and run with it. And here's the link for the Business Career College HLLQP program. So you can read about it. You can go through the whole program. There's different links. You can learn. Here's different options. Here's the recorded webinar at $199 that we're offering, or as part of our group program with the team, is $100. So there's different ways that you can move forward with that aspect. That is it for our recorded webinar tonight. Thank you very much for taking the time to come out. And if you haven't talked with your team and got lots of your team aware of these recorded webinars, these training webinars every Monday night, we would ask that you share the word. This is going to be recorded. It will be on the website and made available for people to watch on their own time down the road. So thank you very much. Have a very good evening.